All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. You know what time it is. You know what it's all about. We've got injury report information to go over here. Got the latest and greatest from Mr. Dugar, and I'm a little bit late with this video, so not only do we have game statuses, we also actually have practice statuses from today, which is, in this case, actually pretty informative, I think. So, let's go ahead and jump in, getting the latest from Dugar here. Starting with the Seahawks side of things. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole thing. Um, not too bad. Definitely some areas of concern, but I think we're more or less where people thought we would be when the week started. So first of all, two players that were listed as injured this week have no game status, so they're fine. Elijah Arroyo and Jaron Reed. So, not saying they're 100%, but there's no doubt they are going to play. More after the break. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today, get to it, and go have some fun with sports this year. All right, so those guys we don't got to really think about. Got two players listed as questionable. We have AJ Barner, who was a full participant today. And then we got Cooper Kupp, who was also a full participant today. And I think that the fact that they were both full participants today does point towards them being able to play Barner and Kupp. I feel like if they don't play on Sunday, it's like a load management thing where they feel like they can get through the game without those two guys, and they're just basically playing it super safe. So I'm not really too concerned either way. Obviously, with some of the other things going on in this game, I would like to have both guys, but I understand that there's a 17 game schedule now. They still only give you one bye week. You got to think about load management type stuff, so I understand. But it does seem like both guys are likely going to be able to play. So count on having Kupp and Barner. So good news there. We do have a couple players that are doubtful, though, and said it before, said it again. Doubtful usually means out. Corey Horton, with the shin injury that he suffered sometime between Wednesday and Thursday, DNP, and he's doubtful. So you can basically count him out, which is why it's good that it looks like Cooper Kupp is going to be available. And what this also means is that Rashid Shaheed might do a little bit more than we were expecting when the week started and we first acquired him. So I think we're going to see a decent amount of Shaheed. And look, obviously this team, as they are built right now, is more than equipped to deal with not having Horton for a game. But it's still nice to have him around. It's nice to have him out there. He's having a nice little rookie year. And also doubtful is Ernest Jones, and he did regress on the practice report. I don't know if he just got the day off. I don't know if they just kind of figured they would wave the white flag on having him play this week and just decided to give him a day and just list him as doubtful. But looking like we're not going to have Jones. And that does change things a little bit because we are thin at linebacker. This puts our linebacker core at Drake Thomas and Tyrese Knight. That's not really what you want. The good news is Arizona doesn't have very good running backs right now, so their ability to take advantage on the ground is somewhat limited. Still, you'd certainly rather have him out there. The good news is the fact that he's doubtful right now bodes very well for his ability to play next week, and that's really when we need him. All right, so that's the doubtfuls. We do have some out players. The guys you would expect: Jake Bobo out, Derek Young out. Neither guy practiced all week. There was no reason to believe either guy was going to get back for this game. Josh Jobe with the concussion is out. Again, he just got concussed last week. It would have been improbable for him to get back in time for this game. So, yeah, we expected that. And Christian Haynes, even though he was a full participant in practice all week, remains out. So, not much to say there, except they're probably just using the full 21-day period because they don't feel like they have a place for him on the team yet. And they're just using the maximum amount of time. Even though he probably could come back at this point, they probably wouldn't immediately hand him a starting job. So they're just going to go ahead and stretch it out and give Haynes the maximum amount of time. And that's it. So overall, kind of, sort of what I think most people were expecting. Okay, so the Cardinal side of things, we're going to get this from Josh Weinfuss over on X here. He's got the Cardinal side. So let's take a look here. Some very notable things. So first, let's get the easy stuff out of the way. They have a bunch of players with no designation for the game. Buda Baker, good to go. Full practice today. Kelvin Beachum was just resting in the first place, so he's fine. Calais Campbell got a rest day today, but no injury. Keitrell Clark, full participant, gonna go. Zay Jones, full participant, good to go. So that stuff, no problem. They got a few questionable guys here. Keaton Crawford, questionable after being limited all week. Same for Will Hernandez, same for Xavier Weaver. The big one, of course, is Hernandez. Not necessarily playing great this year, but he is their starting right guard. And you would assume, however bad Will Hernandez has been this year, and by many accounts, he's been pretty bad, you got to figure it's the best they have, or else why would he be out there, right? Not like Will Hernandez is young and they're trying to, like, give him experience. No. So, whatever little you think of Will Hernandez, that is the best they have. So, his availability is important. Probably going to be a game time decision. Now, you can see that their list of players that are out is pretty substantial. These are 4 starters, or at the very least, they play a significant enough role to where they would basically be starters. And the big problem they got right now is their cornerback room. They've got Arizona. One of the things that I think they've done a good job of on defense is build up that cornerback room. Excuse me. Keep sneezing lately, but that Arizona defense, they invested a lot into that defensive line. It hasn't totally gotten them where they wanted to be this year yet. Some parts of it, like Calais Campbell, have been great, but then you've got pieces like Darius Robinson that haven't been very good. And I think that the pick of Will Johnson, which was an excellent pick, has actually turned their secondary into their position of strength. And they're going to be down both of their starting cornerbacks in this game. Will Johnson did not practice. He is out. Max Melton, of course, in concussion protocol, never really had a chance. He is out. So both those guys, we don't have to think about them. They're both not playing. That changes things radically. If you're JSN, if you're Rashid Shaheed, if you're Cooper Kupp, you're looking at some backup cornerbacks for a good chunk of this game. They've got, I believe, Garrett Williams back at nickel, and he's very good. But the outside corners, that is going to be very difficult for this Cardinals team to deal with. So right then and there's the weakness. And then you also have BJ Ojulari, who is trying to work his way back, was limited in practice all week, but they decided he's not ready yet. So he is out, not going to play. And Mac Wilson, starting inside linebacker for the Cardinals, is out after not practicing all week. And that means I think they're giving Cody Simon the start, a rookie. And you got to figure that weakens the middle of that defense a little bit. So that's a lot. And this is on top of the other problems they already have, right? Like they don't have James Conner. They don't have Trey Benson. We've known that for a while. So the Cardinals, they are down a lot of the key pieces that were going to make them supposedly a good team this year. Obviously, they haven't really been that good of a team this year, but if they were, these were guys that were going to be a part of it. So A lot of weaknesses on this defense we can exploit. Expecting big things from this offense on Sunday. And that's it. That's the injury report. So let me know what you guys think down below. Pretty firm idea of what we're going to be looking at this weekend. And yeah, that's your report. So maybe another video later today, maybe not. I don't know. But everybody have a good rest of your day. Go Hawks. And we know what's up.